Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our RealBird Hands-On Workshop. We're glad we can have you here this lovely Friday morning, wherever you're joining us, wherever across the Fruited Plains you uh, decided to participate with us today. We do these training sessions a couple times a month, and we're glad to have you here today. Let me first of all introduce myself. My name is Eric Zebarth from Agent Web Coach, and I'm a guest trainer with you here today representing RealBird, and we're glad to have you. This session will be recorded, and uh, you can communicate with us through the chat room there on the right-hand side of your screen, and we'll be able to see your questions or comments and be able to take a look and answer any questions you might have. RealBird's been around for quite a few years. It's for some agents I know that I've met. They call it their best kept secret, and I tell them not to keep us a secret. We want you to obviously use RealBird and be successful, but don't hesitate to share what I'm going to share with you here today. So our topic for our webinar here today is how to get exposure with your RealBird service via syndication, social mobile media, search engines, and more. We're going to talk about all of that. So hopefully you've come. You might be at different stages in the RealBird process. You might be brand new to RealBird, still adding your listings, and you might have been with RealBird a while and you're just looking for ways to use the RealBird tool more. We're going to help with both of you wherever you're at. Now, RealBird is a tool that's really made up of two parts. The two parts are being the listing publisher that gives you the ability to be able to create as many single property websites for your listings. And the world's constantly changing in regards to real estate marketing. It used to be, I have agents that I work with that remember the days when they had the listing books and was much like kind of like a big 2-inch thick published, kind of like a yellow pages, and all the listings were printed once a month in that book. And you, as a real estate agent, you had to carry that with you. In fact, you weren't allowed to even hand it to a potential client that was looking for a property, unless unless you were with them. You couldn't hey, take it home and take a look at the listings, what's active in the marketplace. And of course, we've moved way past that, and now everything's online, and things have changed. They've refined even past that to where, well, many parts of the country, the listings are being sold before they even hit the MLS. And this battle for what I call the currency of the real estate market, which are the listings, who owns the listings, who has the listings, who can share the listings. That's been a matter of struggle between brokerages and of course you got Zillow now that has listings and gets them fed from your MLS, and so really having an active listing really is the commodity or currency in the real estate market. And he who or she who controls those listings really gets the most, has the greatest equity, so to speak. Okay, so RealBird was created, it's been about 15 years, 14, 15 years. And RealBird has always been kind of like a tool in and of itself, meaning that it kind of works differently and empowers you as a real estate agent, a listing agent, to really control your listings, and not just from the active side. But RealBird actually gives you the chance to have a listing and milk every bit of business out of it you can. How does RealBird allow you to do that? Basically, because you can create a single property site that is self-sufficient, so to speak. Think of it like a satellite, that's going to go to the Mars and back, and say it's coming back. It's got all the life-sustaining tools it needs to be alive and come back. Or so really what what RealBird does is it gives you the ability to take a listing, whether it be coming soon, whether it be sold, whether it be pending or active even, and let you be able to glean business off that single property website that you create in RealBird listing. It lets you glean business off it in all those different stages. I know no other tool like that. That's what's unique about RealBird. Uh, Now, obviously, you'll have to check with your local restrictions. If in some areas they won't let you do coming soons, or they won't let you share a sold listing. I haven't found many places across the country, by the way, in my experience, that restrict that, but there are a few. But with your check with your local authority, whether that's your broker or board or whatever, and find that out. It's good to know that information. But for the most of you, and I'm going to say probably 98, 99% of you that are probably participating in our webinar here today, this might be a new way of thinking. And this tool is, like I say, we've been here for a while. But if you have not, you might have been used RealBird before and have been using RealBird, but not realize this. It's really important to get as many listings launched inside your RealBird tool as possible. So let me back up just a little bit. So the RealBird consists of two parts: the listing publisher and a component that's added to it as well, and that's the property search. And that's sourced from oodle.com, and it works with your listings to show some live data connected to your listings. So it adds another layer to, people are seeing your listing, your single property website. By the way, let's look at a single property website so you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this listing here. So this is a listing in Pennsylvania. It's a country home built in about 1920. It sits on about 8 acres. Let that pop up here. So we're going to show that to you. So the idea is you want all your listings to be inside RealBird. I don't care if they're coming soon, pending, active, or sold, because RealBird can do a lot of things with that listing, more than you can do on your own, or having just put the listing inside your coming out of your MLS. For example, if you have a listing on Realtor.com, right? Because it's one of the places that your MLS might syndicate your listing to. Well, as soon as that listing goes pending or contingent, it's off the exposure. The exposure is turned off. There's not even a chance for leaving it on the market or showing it available for backup offers. So this is the power that RealBird gives you, is that you can literally leverage every listing that you might take. And you might say, hey, I don't have any listings. I'm mainly a buyer's agent. Well, RealBird lets you, gives you the tools so that you can partner, and I would say co-market, not necessarily co-list, because co-list is usually a term that is meant where two agents' names are in the MLS connected to a specific listing. But I'm talking about co-marketing. So RealBird gives you a tool that you can approach and maybe an agent that you might work with in your office that has a lot of listings, and maybe 5, 10, 15 listings, and it allows you to be able to connect with that agent and say, hey, can I share some of your listings and help you bring some buyers? And that'll have a benefit for you, because you'll be able to brand some active listings with your name and generate some leads, but it'll also expose that listing of that fellow agent in your office, so they can get more exposure for their listing to potentially draw, attract a buyer as well. So this single property website is very, very powerful. Now, RealBird's been around long enough and is somewhat favored by Google. RealBird was the first company to have Google allow them to have their maps. There's interactive maps built into these single property websites, like a thumbtack on the map where that home was located. And so I don't understand it. I don't understand the relationship, but I know that these listings that you create these single property listings, they get seen. Once you create them, they get seen. Okay, we're not just going to wait for them to be seen. We also, RealBird has set up tools to make it easy to share. Now, this is a new listing. We're actually going to do that today. I'm going to do some of this live today rather than just giving you, I got my slideshow PowerPoint, but that's kind of boring. We're going to actually jump into sharing this listing all over the place, because I think that is the way you watch me actually doing it. To show you, I want to show you how easy it is. It's not hard to do. So I'm going to dive into that right now, but I just wanted to share a little bit. Make sure your RealBird profile, and by the way, we have 2 layers of membership at RealBird. We have the free level, which allows anyone, any realtor, to create 2 single property websites for 2 of their listings, and then share those listings everywhere, like I'm going to show you here today. Okay, and allow you the ability to be able to generate a commission before you're even asked to upgrade to the RealBird Pro level, which lets you create as many single property websites as you want. And by the way, if you haven't upgraded, if past the 2 complimentary single property websites that you might be generating leads for an active listing, that's okay. You can upgrade, and costs around $100 a year. And hands down, now I myself, I've been coaching and consulting real estate clients and their marketing since 1998. A long time. I've seen a lot of companies come and go. I have never seen around $100 a year being spent and getting the most leverage. You'll get more leverage out of that around $100 a year than you ever would. Okay? So, all right. So I have this listing here. So we're going to go through these steps because I want you to see them. First of all, what you do is, if you haven't already before, is you come right into listing marketing, and you're going to want to go to add new, and then you're going to want to select add a new for sale listing. You saw that you can do rental listings as well. I have a lot of clients that I consult with that do a lot in renting and leasing. At different parts of the country, that's a big part of the market. I have a client in Leslie Glazier. She's in Chicago, Illinois, and she rents these places for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month, and generates that first month commission. And so, RealBird, it's not just for listings for sale. It's also, you have opportunity, so you click publish for a rent or lease if that was what the listing that you were loading here. Okay. All right. So I want to get, here we go. You'll just add the address, and this looks a lot like you're loading a listing in the MLS. And you'll be able to select, what type of property it is, what the area it is, a listing title, MLS number. Guess what? You can leave that blank. If it's a coming soon listing, I have a lot of agents that generate a lot of buzz about a listing to the world to generate a higher sales price, and say, hey, this is going on the market soon. Get it while it's hot before we market it to the world. So you don't have to put an MLS in there. You don't even have to put a list price. You can actually advertise a listing and leave list price and said, basically it's going to say, if you don't put anything in this box, it's going to say, call for pricing, contact for pricing. Beds, bath, half bath, number of units. That's if it's a multi-unit. I have a lot of my clients that do commercial. So there's room to describe this listing. Interior size, here you can change this to square foot to acres, the year built if you want to. You don't have to. This is automatically filled in by your profile. This happens to be Susan Rupert. She's in State College, PA, Pennsylvania. And I've already filled out her profile with as much information as I can. And that fills in some of these boxes already. Okay, so here you go. You need to add a description. And this first layer of description is just 600 characters, no more. The reason for that is this goes on the printable flyer that where photos are added to it and some of the description and a small portion of a map. so that you can have a formatted PDF that you can print out, was a colorful flyer that you can then put in the flyer box. But you're not restricted by that. I can't believe it. I can't. It's amazing. I'll give you an example here. Susan Rupert, in her Center County MLS there in central PA, Pennsylvania, her restriction is 900 units to the MLS. So when she puts a listing in the MLS, the most she can have is characters. That's not words, that's characters. So her description has to be just at 900. Well, that's the first description box just for the flyer. But here, you're not restricted by that. Remember I told you about RealBird giving you an opportunity, an option that others don't have. Well, this right here is the second part. This is the description page, and this is where you can put a description, and you're not limited. And not only that, but you can add links in here, so that you can add links. So when you talk about like, that this listing is near the golf course, you can type in the name of that golf course, find out what the maybe the link to the golf course website is, and link that word. You can link that word by clicking. You highlight. Type golf course. Nearby, and so you highlight that, and then you hit the chain link and scroll up a little bit. You'll see this dialog box, and maybe you put Brandeis Country Club, and you find that link.com, and then you paste it in here and click OK. By the way, I usually click new window, so it opens up a new window, because I don't want it to close the property website. I want it, when people view this once it's published, I want them to open up as another tab, not necessarily close where they're at, because I want them to see all the information about that listing. And you have plenty of information to detail a description of the area where that listing lies. Okay. You can also set up chat so that people can chat with you as they interact with a single property website. You have add more information now. You have 3 kind of preset tabs that show up, and I'll show you this live one here in a second. Here we go. I'll show this to you. This is the best. So I have additional 3 tabs that are navigational tabs. Here's 3 that I have. I have one called Testimonials, About Susan, and the other one I have is Facebook Us. And those are preset already. When you set up your RealBird account, you're going to go into Profile here, and there's 3 places that you can add that content and say, okay, every time I build a single property website, I want it to be branded with those 3 pages. Now here you have the opportunity to change it on a individual basis if you want. You don't have to do that. Okay, and then there's some other boxes to fill. I always check every box. I want every option I have available. If you have a virtual tour of the listing, you can put the title here and the tour description here and the virtual tour information here. You can add it there as well. Once you're done, you click Save Draft. Once you've filled in all the boxes. And the reason you want to save draft, because then next you want to come to this listing, and I'll click here, and I have one already, and you want to click Manage Photos. And that's where you want to upload some photos. And you want the photos to be, excuse me, you want the photos to be good quality. I would recommend about 1,000 pixels wide. I wouldn't go less than that, because this single property website, once it's published and shared, is going to be seen in a lot of different ways. And when that's seen in a lot of different ways, you want to make sure it looks great. Now, these single property websites have been engineered to look good on any device: mobile phone, tablet, desktop. I have an iPhone 6 Plus, okay, which is pretty good size. My wife has iPhone 5, or I've seen even on iPhone 4, a tablet or iPad, 32-inch screen, 25-inch screen. So RealBird's engineered these tools so they'll always look good on all these different devices, and that is so important. And any guests on people visiting real estate websites and real estate listings, any idea what the percentage of people that are now on a mobile or non-desktop device are? It's over 50% now of people, and we've watched that over the last year and a half go from people like 10%, and now in most areas of the country. I have a client. We have another RealBird client, Kay Munchmeyer. She's in West Virginia. And I'm nothing against West Virginia, not quite Northern Virginia or DC area, but they in that part of the neck of the woods in the America, her site has consistently had well over 50% of the people on a mobile device, on a tablet, not a desktop, view her listings on RealBird, her website, and her services for well over a year. So it just tells you more and more people are consuming information on their phone, or non-desktop. They go to work all day and they're taking time to look for a home or search what's available for sale. They don't want to go jump back on a desktop and sit at a chair. They want to be in their easy chair. Anyway, so you get the idea. So the idea is you want great quality photos, and RealBird has the technology to make those photos look great on any device. Okay, so we've uploaded images. By the way, you can rearrange the photos if you don't like the order they're in. I actually like the way these are. I like putting, this is 8 acres. That's the reason I put it ahead of the kitchen. The kitchen you can redo, but 8 beautiful acres of Pennsylvania, countryside is beautiful, So you can rearrange it, and then after you're done, you can actually add photo captions as well. Front porch. This one does need a little bit of help, doesn't it? Needs a little love. Front porch, side yard, backyard. And these labels will go along with the images as well. Okay. Long country road. I love that. Balcony view. I'm going to go ahead and save my changes here. And then I also can rearrange those photos as well. Okay. There's the photo upload page. So if I was to rearrange these photos, it's pretty much just a drag and drop. So if I was to put this one here, let's put this one at the end. There we go. Let's put this one over here. So once you're done, you're going to want to save the new arrangement. Okay, so I've done that. Okay, let's go back. Now this listing is already live. We're already live with this listing. But because what I've done is I've added the photos. I can add an open house date here if I want. That will be added to the listing. So that people visiting that from the time you post it will see it. Oh, this house is open on Sunday. I'd like to go see that. Well, it's going to be posted in a predominant way, next to that listing. Okay, so once you've added your photos, where you want to go in here next is to the top editing function on top right, and you want to make sure you put it as active. Okay. And once you've done it as active, then make sure you go down here to the bottom and click publish. And that will make it truly live, and you'll watch this. Now, we've had agents that, because I know some of you that have watched this happen, you'll say, well, I have a listing of mine, and it's seen everywhere. It's seen on Redfin and Zillow and Coldwell Banker and Trulia and Zillow, and that's great, and all those, and that's fine. Why do they need another version of my listing? Well, most of those places that get your listing, for example, get it from the MLS and then the MLS syndicates it out. It's going to be your contact information is going to be scraped off it. And that's okay. You're the listing agent, right? Why not have another buyer brand that listing with their contact information so they can bring you a qualified buyer to give you an offer that your seller's going to accept? No problem with that. But RealBird takes it a step further because you're syndicating your listing, and you're going to see this, and I'm going to take a few minutes to go and show you how to do this live. You have the ability to be able to brand that listing fully by you and only you, so that you pick up that contact. So that you pick up that contact, and that you have a greater chance of getting that buyer for this listing. So. And there's not many tools that let you do that, unless they happen to land on your website and then see your listings. Okay, and that's okay too. But there's a greater chance that they're going to find this listing out there in the interweb, before they're going to find your website, because it's a listing. Listings get searched out more because they're about a house, not about you. And there's nothing wrong with having a website. Susan's got a great one. And we're going to use that website to help promote this listing too as well. That's one of the things I have in ready to go here in my dashboard here on my tabs. Okay, so the idea is you want to take that listing, you want to share it everywhere, and wherever possible, you want to brand it with you. So, because let me give you an example. So this is people aren't going to be able to see you, your listing, but they're going to be able to see other listings that you might have. Like here's this other listing she has. Here's her latest blog post about general things about real estate. These actually are fed from her website. This listing, and this is something that Susan mentioned to me, is that because she lives in a university town, her little town of State College, PA, is more connected than it ever has been before with people that aren't from America. They're from China, and they're from Japan, or they're from England, or they're from Germany. Maybe it's because it's a university town, but she's seen that in the last 4 years grow more and more. Well, guess what? This listing can be translated in like 10 different languages. And that it increases the opportunity for that listing to be seen and then to be shared. How cool is that? So, all right. So what I'm going to do is take this listing. This is a true listing. It just came live in the last few days, and I'm going to take this. I've created the single property website. I've added some photos. You saw already that it's got some real good. Let me clear my. Here we go. Reset my screen here. So this listing, I'm going to take it. I'm going to share it in different places and show you how RealBird lets you do that. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to actually go in here and I can like it. I can share it in LinkedIn. I can share it in Google Plus. And by the way, this is something that's really for the visitors of this listing so that they can share it within their network. But the first step we want you to do as an agent is we want you to use these tools yourself to share them through your network. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to actually take this listing and let's go back to listing marketing so I can get the kind of the admin panel for this listing. So here's this listing here. It's a country living on 8+ acres outside of State College, PA. We're active, we're published, we're on. Make sure you're seeing that, okay? All right. Once you see that, there are, I call this the wardrobe. We're dressing up this listing. It's going out on the town. Okay. So first, I want to show you that flyer so you can see it. This is a flyer, and it's kind of simple, and it's made to be that. Here's some of the pictures that it pulls in from the gallery. It's the description, a description here, the square footage and such as a code there that people can scan and then have this listing brought to their phone. Pretty cool. So this will print out, and I can save this as a PDF. So I can save that. Okay. All right. So that's the flyer. Okay. So there's another tool. We'll come back to this, but I want to embed this in a couple places on her website. So first of all, I want to create a widget on her website so that we're draw attention to the specific listing that she has. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to click mini site widget. Okay, that's a good size. Width of 450 pixels by 490. It's kind of a default. I'm going to click generate code and preview. Okay, that looks good. I don't know if I like the background. Let me see if I can hide the background and regenerate the code. Yeah, that looks cleaner and neater. And this will bring people directly to this full single property website, but I'm actually putting it on her website. So I'm actually grabbing the code, and let me go over to her website here. Here we go. This is her website, State College, PA, realestate.com. I've got a box here. Right here, I'm going to click this. Happens to be her website, and I make websites for agents really easy for them to be able to edit and create and add content. So right here, I'm looking for, this happens to be a WordPress website. So I'm going to add under the text box, I'm going to add that code, and then I'm going to click save. Okay. And then I'm going to publish that. I might just center that just a little bit. Okay. So I'll come back to that. I got lots to do. So I would click done on there. And once that is done, then that'll be published on her website. So when people from her website click on it, they will be able to see that live. I just undid it, but I'll come back and do that again. So I've added that code there, and that will be live on her website now. Okay, so next thing, that's on her website. I can add this as a blog post. She has a blog on her website that has articles in her blog articles, and I can actually add this as an article. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to RealBird. I'm clicking here, embed on active rain and blogs. Okay, here's a preview of what that blog post is going to look like. Now I'm going to turn off her contact information because she already has her lovely smiling face already on her website, so we don't need that. So I'm going to show contact information. That's already happening on the website, so I turn that off. Generate code again. Otherwise, if I didn't want that, I'd leave that checked. Copy all that code. Got it all. And I'm going to go. I probably closed her website, didn't I? Okay. So you just add that as a post. So here we go. Just logging back in again. And so that's giving me the code I need. Now, when I build websites for my clients, one of the things that I do, I set up their website in such a way that it syndicates their articles and posts to Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Twitter. You have the ability to do that now if you use WordPress, but not all agents have a WordPress website, but that's fine. But the idea is most websites you have the ability to add a page or add a post. And I'm going to put 8+ country acre home in, and this is Clarence, PA, so it's outside of State College. So this is Clarence, PA. Okay, so this is WordPress. So I have two boxes: visual, which is kind of like a typing in a Word document, see as I go, type as I go. I'm going to click text, and I'm going to paste what RealBird gave me. Okay. I'm going to add a new category here. We use categories in WordPress. PA homes. Adding that category there. I like to have a good picture as what we call like a featured image. I think that's here. By the way, let me click on that link and it goes to the link. So the idea is this is really empowering you to take a listing and to milk every bit of business out of it you can. I think I like that picture. That picture I think looks like the road, the private country road here that people might be looking for that might be interested in this home. So I'm going to actually click on, let's say, that image. Yeah, like here's the road here. I just want to save that image as a featured image. Country road. Here we go. Save that. Okay. So now here we go. I'm going to add a featured image. This just happens to be for WordPress. If you don't have WordPress, don't let this bother you. This is just one of the tools that I use when I build a website. I use the WordPress. So let me select country road there. There we go, country road. We'll let that load a little bit here. Okay. Anytime. Okay, let's see. It's gonna pop this time. I think it's gonna pop. Here we go. Okay, so there's my country road, and then I was just sharing with you. You need to share your listing everywhere, and I've set her website up so that it would share with those different ones. Looks like we need to refresh on LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and publish that. I'm going to go ahead and publish that article, that blog post. And so while that's doing its work up here, let's go and let's share some more. Okay, so I've got this listing. Let me go back to the listing here. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm kind of trying to share with you how quick I'm able to do this so you don't feel like, gosh, that looks hard. I can't do that. It's going to take too much time. Nope, not even. Okay, so let's pull up that listing. I don't know if I'm signing it as Susan or signing it as me, but I'm going to pull that listing up. Unless I have it up here already. There we go. I do have it up already, so I don't need to pull it up again. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this listing and I'm going to share it. I'm going to like it. And by the way, let's go back and look at that listing. Okay, let's view that post on her website. There we go. A+ Country Acre Home in Clarence. Now this is on her website with a good title. And there is the listing, and that is formatted by RealBird. So that seen with the map, there's not too many other properties in the area for sale, but that's now embedded in her website. And if the people click on maps or photos, it actually takes them to the full single property website with all the information, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's take that listing, and I wanted to share that. Here we go. So, and I like this. I might reference State College because it's definitely a country home, and we want to reference that it's fairly close to State College. I mean, as close as probably someone wants to be that someone wants to buy a property like this. Okay, so let me go ahead and like this page. Okay, I just liked it. That means I liked it, and I think I'm logged into my Facebook, so I've shared it there. I've liked it. I can actually tweet it here, and let's see. Here we go. Tweet. Okay. I'm linked in here, so I can share it on my LinkedIn. Okay, let's see what else I got here. Yep. So get out to the country. I can add a little bit there. Okay, there we go. You can share that. All right, so Google Plus. I can share within my Google Plus network. So I hope you're seeing this isn't taking time. Okay, so this is I'm obviously not logged into my Google Plus to be able to share that, but if I was, I'd have the option to do that. And then look at all these other places that you can share. You can log in to your service or whatever you have, and then you can share in all these different places. Okay, so I want to take that listing on behalf of Susan Rupert of State College, and I want to share that listing some more. So you have the ability, for example, in Active Rain, to be able to share that listing. Now I've already created in a draft post. So here, let me edit that. So this is a country home on 8+ acres outside of State College. I put that reference in there because people might not know where Clarence is. But there are people that want to live out, they don't mind driving a little bit to civilization, and this home is for them. So this code, see this where it says source code? I've gotten that code from, go back there, same spot that you went to grab the code for your Active Rainer blogs right here. Embedded Active Rainer blogs. And remember, I grabbed that code, and here you could share, leave it there, show contact information, grab that code, and then you can go to Active Rain, and you could go to add a post, and once you go add a post, put a great title that's going to grab people. And then you go down to this box here, and that's where you're going to paste the code in that they give you. And let's go ahead and preview that. See what that's going to look like. Okay. So in a way, that's a draft mode right now, so I haven't published it yet. This is what that listing is going to look like. Okay. Of course, it's going to show your other listings, and then you have your personalized, banner that you have and such, and then that gets shared within the community. Okay. All right. What about Pinterest? Well, let's take a look at taking that listing share in Pinterest. By the way, most of these accounts, it doesn't cost anything to have Active Rain, a Pinterest account. It's just another avenue to share this listing. When you can share this listing, you can do all these kind of things, which is really cool. Okay, so okay, so that's Active Rain. Let's do Pinterest. Okay, so I'm going back to the listing, And down here, there's a button that says, I want to pin this listing here. And since I have, as if I'm her, I already have her boards up, I got to choose a board. And she has active listings, so that's the one I'm going to put it in and share it there. And let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Okay. Now, what you should have is a protocol. Every time you get a listing that you have these steps lined out. Now, hopefully you're out moving and shaking and helping people, write contracts and cash commission checks and take listings and negotiate contracts, and that you have someone that you can that can do this with you or on your behalf. So let's save that. That's saved there. Well, we already saved it, so we're good. So I'm not saying you should be doing these things, and I don't want you to be overwhelmed by these things. Just to let you know that these opportunities are available for you. Put them in a spreadsheet, in a list, so that every time you get a listing, these are the things you do to get that home sold in the quickest amount of time, least amount of trouble to the seller's family and individuals, and for the highest price the market will bear. Okay, and the other reason you do it for is so that you can share with your potential listing clients, hey, I'm not just going to rely on the MLS. I'm not just going to have a guy, come and slam a sign in your lawn and break your sprinklers pipes, that you have to fix, pay the landscaper to fix. No, or just put a flyer box up front. We're going to take your listing. We're going to market it properly. Want to get it staged as best we can. Take some great photography, even video. And we're going to market the heck out of this property. Share it with the world. The more people we can disqualify, right, that might be interested in your home by them sharing these tools virtually, the less people we have, bringing their muddy shoes on your lovely white carpet. And I'm just sharing some ideas with you. Okay, so we shared it there. You could share this on Facebook. Now, interesting thing. Because I hooked up Susan's Facebook with her website, and that listing got shared to the blog post. That's going to show up pretty soon. In fact, there it is showing up right there, and there's a link to it, and it'll run back right back to the website. Plus, if you saw it in her Twitter feed, you'll be able to see. In fact, I think I have that. You'll be able to see that listing there as well. In fact, let me go on. I think it's best if you see that. Let me go into her profile here, and then I can show that to you. Okay, I have her profile here. So the idea, hopefully you're looking at your listings different today, and really, how can you squeeze every last, dime of commission out of being that listing agent for that home. That's really what it's about. Let's go ahead here. Let's see here. We'll go Twitter. So I want you to think of your listings differently. And I also want you to think of your listings that are not necessarily active. So here we go. This one actually, I guess she's sharing it. She might have shared it already through Facebook. That happens sometimes. But here's that listing. Here's that lovely country road. This is a road to your country home, right? And if you click on that link, it brings up that. Because I shared from here, I embedded the listing inside her website. It's actually taking them to view that listing back as the post back in her website. And I actually prefer that one because that way it's kind of branded and they see some of the other tools that she has, So that's in her Twitter, that's in her LinkedIn, that's in her Facebook, that's in her Google Plus, and wherever else she's going to share it. That's on her Pinterest boards, right? So I hopefully you're thinking differently. And by the way, we move these down as she has 3 different boards in her Pinterest, and as the listings become pending or sold, we use that to elevate into those listings. Okay, so we did this with an active listing today on within Susan's marketing. But I have to share with you, she's been doing this with her with RealBird, I think over 5 years now. And I want to show you what you can create. Okay, so on her website, I have that on her website. Let me go to her website. There we go. I want you to list with Susan. I think she's the predominant realtor in the State College area. Well, but how? I'm already sold on Susan, but when Susan's meeting with someone today to take their listing in the State College area, um, this is the page she's going to want to share with that potential lister that might be hiring her, because what they're going to want to know is, well, okay, you're going to sell my home here. I'm a professor and I'm at the State College, Penn State, and I'm moving up. But how do I know that you're the realtor, Susan, that knows the area and could attract buyers and could sell my home for the highest price, the market will bear in the quickest amount of time for the most of basically those, to keep those three promises. And well, this happens to be her online resume. So what she's gone and done over the last 4 years is created a single property website for all her listings. And as they become sold, they're plotted out on a map. This is a map that RealBird creates for her. Okay. So she has a live view of all the homes she's represented. And is she hot around Penn State? I think so. I think she's been the agent that you want to hire if you're looking to sell a home or even buy a home. But RealBird shows that for her because each one of these is a single property website she uploaded, and then as it became sold, it just marked it sold. Now I can make this map show whatever I want inside her RealBird account. I can have this just show her active listings, or just show her active and pending, or just show active, pending, and sold, or like here, just show sold. So people get an idea of kind of like online resume. Hey, I've been successful here. Well, say for example, what if you haven't been with RealBird, 5 years plus like Susan has? What can you do to maybe share this same perspective of you being the local, sellers or listing expert when it comes to selling your area? Well, I don't care if you joined RealBird last week. You can go into RealBird and you can upload these listings and then just mark them sold. And then you'll be able to create this map and be able to show people, hey, we've already had success in your area. It doesn't matter if you're new to RealBird. That doesn't matter. You can still go in there, load a listing. I wouldn't put a whole bunch of pictures, maybe one picture, small description. You don't even have to put a price, because it might be you sold that home. So like this home right now, this is one she sold like 3 years ago. This home would probably now would sell about for $350. The market's gone up. Well, don't put a price in. If your market's changed that much, no worries. Okay. There's not a date on there that says when she sold that. Interesting. Okay. So what we've done is we've gone in and we've created single property websites. And by the way, I say create them for all your listings, active, pending, and sold, and then share those listings everywhere. Take control of your listings. And you have the ability with RealBird to be able to do that. So take advantage of that. I'm going to dive in that listing one because there were a few more of the things I want to share with you. So when that listing is live, you can create a branded image with your photo and contact information so that you can use and upload, for example, in Craigslist. Now, so if I was to click the branding tool here, you see that? It took the first photo, it put the address on, her license number, because she has to have that. And then it has her picture. And so you take this image. So I would take this image, save image as, and this one's for Gomola, is the street it's on. Interesting name or what? For a street. Okay, I've saved that. So now if I was to take this listing and like market it inside, for example, Craigslist, some of you still do Craigslist. I'm a little hesitant because this home is vacant out in the country, so I probably am not going to do it in Craigslist. It's as per listing basis that I would post on Craigslist, but you can post on any one of these other networks that are mentioned here. Go into here. You can start posting your listings here for additional information here. Let me go back to the listing here. There we go. No, almost there. There we go. Okay. I showed you how you can that in Active Rain if you have a profile there, and I recommend you get one. Doesn't cost anything on the first level. They do have a paid level, which Susan is part of, where your listing and your posts get shared into the search engines as well. But you could also post on your blog as a post. I showed you how to do that. I showed you how to do a mini site widget, how to take the code there and embed that in the sidebar in your website or on your website. Let's see. You can create a slideshow. Let's do that. I want to show that because I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to go for a width of, let's go 500 by 400. And let's generate the code. Okay, I'm copying that code. I think I still have our website up. Hopefully I do. I can drop that in. Yep, I do. Let me go ahead to her homepage. And I'm going to go ahead and add that. So the idea is you're giving a whole wardrobe of where to share that listing with. Okay, here we go. There we go. I'll let that load while I'm talking here. So the idea is you want to share that listing, and you want to share that listing everywhere. Okay. Now, there is an add-on that you can purchase with your RealBird membership, and that's it's called the SMS texting. It doesn't cost anything. I set it up for Susan. Took me about 20 minutes, and it costs her on a monthly basis. It's never costed more than $2 or $3 a month. And what that does is it allows you to get. There's a good chance you can get a local number. So that I picked 814 because that's her area. We don't want people thinking that she's out of the area. And literally 2 cents a lead, and $1 a month. So with that $2 a month, what that means is you can create custom codes that link to really anything you want. Now I have one linked to her feature listings page, sold homes. So if you text sold homes, say she gets a text from a client and they're, they want to say, hey, what have you done in the area? She can text, hey, just text sold homes to my SMS number, and they'll get that page that I showed you. Hey, list with Susan. Look where everything Susan's done in your neck of the woods. We're building trust, so she'll trust them. Or people trust her. Just let her sell their house for them. Okay, so let me see. I'm over here. I'm loading here. Let's see. I want to add. Oh, there's the widget I added earlier, but I'd like to go in and add this slideshow. It's kind of cool. Oh, this has a slideshow already on it. This is just a little bit different. I want you to be able to see what that looks like. Okay. Same thing. I'm grabbing on the text side of the code, and I'm putting the code in there for the slideshow. I might want to just center it if you don't mind. I hate to do a little HTML in front of you. A little center, open and close tag at the end. Don't let this blow your mind. Don't let your eyes roll back in your head. Just a little bit of HTML so it centers a little bit, and click save. And now that is a featured listing on her website. And by the way, I can add information there. It says 8+ acres. So I want to click done, publish that change. Okay. So the idea is you take that listing and you want to share it everywhere and anywhere you possibly can. And the SMS just makes it easier because I can assign a custom SMS code. And in fact, let me do that right now. See, we have, she's selling a glider port. This is so cool, 90 acres, and it's actually an active airport, FAA certified airport, because she does obviously some commercial property. So we picked the SMS code for that to make it easier for people to get this single property website to their phone optimized. And we just picked the word glider. Okay. Here, I'm going to pick, let's say, let me customize that number here. See, set custom SMS. I think I'm gonna do. You want to make it short as possible, right? Country. That's pretty easy. So in our marketing, or what she can share, hey, text country home to that number, and they're going to get the full Monty. They're going to get the full breadth and depth of that single property website to be able to experience. Pretty cool. Okay. Gosh, I can't believe we've been together almost an hour, and I've shared a lot of great stuff with you guys. Um, I I hope what you learned today is that really you're in the driver's seat, whether you have listings or getting listings or you borrow listings. If you take those listings and market them all these possible ways using RealBird, you really make the difference, and you'll be able to generate leads not only from your active, but your coming soon, your pending and sold listings wherever possible. RealBird gives you the opportunity to be able to do that. Well, I want to thank everybody that came to the webinar today. Hopefully, you got your questions answered. I want to make sure you know that this session has been recorded, and I believe you guys will all get a copy. We shared a lot of how-tos to help you leverage the RealBird system it's all about getting leads. It's all about getting that home sold and attracting a buyer for that. And RealBird is the best tool I know out there for that. So thanks for letting me talk today and share with you. Hopefully thank Susan Rupert for letting me share her active listing. I got a little more work to do because there's some more places I want to share this listing. It's an awesome home, on over 8 acres in the countryside. Who wouldn't love that? Not everybody would love that. I'd love that. I mean, not everybody would love that. So thanks to everybody. Hopefully you learned something and you'll get excited about going out there and winning listings and the marketing the listings that you've already represented before. And so you can generate leads on every one of them. Okay. Thanks everybody. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you in a couple weeks. And please come back, come learn again. We'd love to have you back so that we want to empower you with these tools to be successful and reach your goals in 2017. Okay. All right. Thanks to everybody. Have a great weekend, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.